Wait a minute. We can live in a van that flies.
Hey.
Hi, welcome to Our Life V3. I'm Mary.
And I'm Steve.
And today we are at the Air Force Museum of New Zealand.
We're going to take a tour around, check out some of the planes and exhibits that commemorate all of the history of the Air Force of New Zealand.
Having gone through the United States Air Force Museum multiple times, This will be a nice comparison.
So interesting tie to our Vietnam trip. This plane was actually used by Lieutenant Carter to help evacuate the New Zealand embassy after the fall of Saigon.
Wow.
It's all tied together.
It's like a big circle. It really is a mesh. I like the little keys on the side. It's really cute. Interesting enough, at this Air Force Museum, they have a tattoo expo today. So we will not be going into that, but there are plenty of people standing in line to go into show off their tattoos.
The plane.
We're checking out the bottom of this because it looks like it has a propeller on it, which kind of looks like maybe a bomb or some sort of, some sort of bomb.
I knew I should have taken a left turn at Albuquerque. And they had two stations. One, they put the pilot in this little thing, and then they cover his head so he couldn't see where he was going, and he'd have to fly by instrument, while somebody was back here at the outer station and tracking him on a map. So whatever moves they made, it moved a little pen across the map on the table.
Wow. Oh, so this is kind of how it worked?
Yep. You have an escape hatch back here.
It's more about the people and what was going on than the planes themselves. Since 1922, people who've been saved by the Irwin parachute have been entitled to join the company's Caterpillar Club. Guns. Smoke guns.
Got bullets here. And
It's like
his sight.
Guy's probably not very big.
Not much between you and a bullet, is there?
No.
Look.
Hey, who you looking at? Who you looking at? Royal New Zealand. Ooh, yes, let's have a seat. You're gonna sit down here and look at you.
Hey, that's comfy.
That's not sound bad.
Wake me up when the museum closes.
Actual planes. Let's start over here on this side.
It's a starter.
What? Are
It
you
starts
serious?
the airplane. Yeah, look, it comes up and it sticks this onto the front of the thing and starts spinning it.
Oh my god, that is awesome. I've never seen one of those. That's pretty cool.
I mean, you only have to lose so many people to a propeller before you think, hey, maybe if I had a remote starter.
Alright. Hey, it's the Anson. It was a passenger one that was turned into some sort of military use. Look at that thing. It's for sightseeing. It's so weird. And we were commenting on it that we've never seen one where the flaps extended all the way underneath the body like that. That's pretty crazy. You old North American manufacturing company, you.
No.
What's this guy
That is
here?
the Spitfire.
A Supermarine Spitfire. for all you dog lovers out there. This is Muldoon. He's a warrant officer. Let's see, he was based in Singapore. Go, Muldoon. You know, I do enjoy all of the stories of these individuals. Like here's Robin, and there's Buck, and Muldoon the dog. I mean, it's kind of neat how they have brought out individual stories and attached them to the aircraft that we are seeing. Hey, Thax. Wing Commander Ron Thax. Hi there. What did Geezer do?
He saved a man that was clinging to a fence being ripped away by rushing floodwaters.
He's a hero. That's really cool. They have the wings folded that way. So it's a carrier base.
I'd say she's leaking just a little bit because the cookie pans.
Oh, just a bit. Wow, those bullets are coming really close to that refuel mechanism.
Yeah.
Ooh, and look at those bombs and missiles. Yikes. This is the North American Mustang. That's very World War II. Here's something. Let's see. This is the Oscar Mk.XVIE. It was for the Trans-Antarctic Expedition of 55 through 58. Pretty cool.
Josh was deployed to Christchurch in February 2001 after the earthquake.
You go, Josh. So why it stops the aircraft from getting off the ground?
Wait for it.
Wait.
Oh, wait.
Steel. That's pretty heavy. Mouses, fairly lightweight. Very, very lightweight. Not very sturdy. Whoa, aluminum. You go, aluminum.
Wasn't that like the one that carried Roosevelt?
Douglas C-47B Dakota. It sure in the heck looks a lot like this one.
Yeah, it does it?
The English Electric Canberra. It was the first British manufactured jet bomber and was produced in large numbers to replace the aircraft of the RAF Bomber Command after World War II. Man, it's really dark. It's hard to see this guy, isn't it? He is.
Lieutenant Mary Feeblecorn takes her flight path.
I will sit over here so you can see me better.
How is the war effort going, Lieutenant Feeblecorn?
It's A-okay.
Ooh. Hang on. I'm going to hit the ejection handle here.
Ah! I'm opening the window. Like a cow. Turn this knob. Man. What the heck?
That was for the landing.
Parking brake.
Parking brake. This old airport was converted to an Air Force Station Wigram back in the early 1900s and later expanded to accommodate larger aircraft. It was home to the Central Flying School, Pilot Training Squadron, Navigation Training, and Recruit Training. All the bases were consolidated in 1990 and Wigram was closed in 2009. Some of the land was repurposed into housing development, but the main hangar and a few other close buildings became part of this museum.
And we've got the rectangular buildings and the angled roof one for smaller objects.
Here we're starting our behind-the-scenes tour, which will take us on a half-an-hour guided tour through the storage and restoration areas of the museum. The museum operates on donations and partial government funding through offering shared spaces for events, much like today's tattoo exhibition.
This building is something that took a little bit of time for the museum. We've always had more aircraft than we've had room to display, so the museum's run by a charitable trust, so we have to fundraise for capital work like this. So this is an Mk.XVIE MB339 aircraft. This was an advanced jet trainer. It was in service from 1991 through to 2001. You'll notice it says RNZAF. New Zealand being a small country, the Air Force and the Navy have a bit of cooperation between them.
The wasp on the other side.
Again, we served that jet conversion trainer role. This one was in service from 1972 through to 1992. It was 2001. Sort of as a transition to the G model. They were in service 2001 through to 2015 and were replaced by...
Don't recall anything that big coming in.
Sea spray.
This one was used from the early 90s, 1991 through to 1998 when it was replaced with an upgraded model. The upgraded model of which was the last piston engine aircraft to be used by the RNZAF. Here we've got the Havilland Vampire. So the Vampire was the first jet the RNZAF operated at squadron level. We got one Gloucester Meteor out as an evaluation aircraft, but decided to wait a couple of years for the Vampire to become fully available.
This special PBY was delivered to the Army Air Force in the United States in 1944, but it only lasted 2 years before being converted to a passenger jet from 46 to 66, and then went on to firefighting through 1975.
This was World War II era. Typically the most junior guy got thrown out of the plane to go get them. Rank has its privileges, mainly being that you get to stay drop. Like I said, they were obsolete when World War II broke out, but countries still kept them despite the military being sort of as reserve forces, but as
Your seat.
So as you can see, it wasn't smooth. Pilot conversion trainer. So back then you'd fly the Tiger Moth, the yellow aircraft in the atrium when you first signed up. Once you finished your basic flying course on that, you were going to fly bombers or transports with more than one engine. You'd move into the Oxford idea of the downsizing that took place post-service, post-war. 299 in service, 28.
It's interesting that New Zealand no longer operates any type of war fighter jets. It only trains Air Force personnel in search and rescue or support roles for any Australian or British conflicts that may arise.
All right, we've been captured. We're prisoners of war. Is there a way out here? There's this secret radio on the shelf. Do you see it?
Uh-huh. It's the book called Push Here for Radio. Uh-oh. What shall I do today? I'm going to do theater.
You're going to do theater?
Yes. Nope, I'm going to escape. You ready? Watch me. I'm going to escape.
Okay, where are you going? What? What the heck?
The dogs are after me. The dogs are after me.
This way to end of war. This way to escape.
Which way are we going?
We're going to go.
We're going to go south.
South Italy
Italy to the Balkans. That sucks.
Things are looking up. I think this big door that says exit here is our way out.
As we've toured many Air Force museums throughout the United States and Europe, we still enjoyed this museum because of its unique approach to aircraft stories through the personal experiences of the pilots, rather than just the engineering of the aircraft itself. I don't think we'd recommend this from a strictly airplane buff experience, but if you're interested in the personal stories and the experiences of people, it fit the bill very nicely. Well, thanks for joining us. Hope you enjoyed touring the museum with us. Safe travels, everyone.
Remember to find your dream and own it.
We appreciate you clicking like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video.